Hello, Repup. Today I have a very simple and a cute topic today. Please don't make fun of me. Uh, we are talking about why being mean is actually the worst personality trait that you could have, and it ruins every other one that you could possibly maintain. That being said, it's really common on the internet, and it's been for a long time to be like just kind of outwardly feral. Um, we used to call it trolling. Now we call it rage baiting, and it's actually like some people's jobs now. Because if you pay for like Twitter or you're on YouTube, getting an inflammatory topic is kind of the meta that will give you like real money in your bank. So if some people are chasing the bag by being just kind of annoying, which is such a great thing to encourage. So you could imagine like a patron that just like heckles people at a bar. That's kind of what cyberspace has become nowadays. One other sub role of this job, which is really interesting, is milking like lol cows for like clips or brigading them, or you could stalk them as well if the infosec is your skill set. There's probably some profit in this, and I think if you're 12, it's probably pretty entertaining because you haven't been exposed to peculiar people, such as like I think Nerissa White was one from a long time ago. Chris Chan is obviously like the poster child of this, who just got worse and worse from like cyber bullying bullshit. Um, but I mean, it is what it is. You got to keep children and young minds off the internet, and delicate people as such probably shouldn't be online. Um, and let's weigh up these souls. Like, what's going to be the cheaper ride for the ferryman? The horrible, mean bullies that like drive people to sometimes suicide, or the cringe weirdos with Sonic fandom posters or something? I think I know what I rather have like more of. And it's not just that. Like, if you don't temperament your compassion like at all, like you don't even value it as a skill or morals outside of like your in group. Like, 'cause if you're mean, if you're nice to your in group, you're just fucking normal. Like, being nice to your mom, that's like expected, but being nice to people that drive your patience, that's like where it's actually matters at all. And obviously these are gonna attract like certain people. If you hang around bullying spaces on the internet, you're gonna find more shitty people, and you'll ultimately just be less happy, and you'll have less loyal ones with you. Whereas if you're friendly, who knows, you might attract that as well. And then maybe if you run into hard times, well, now you have like sort of a small supportive mutual aid community, which is like hella woke terminology, but it can be fun to try to practice it sometimes because it's helps with gaining a little skill in compassion. And that's how I like to think of it sometimes. Try to gamify things, because if you're doing nice things because it's like I'm a nice person, you're kind of corrupting it. You should do it in a way where you don't think about it making you like a better person, because that kind of sullies it, and makes it like a virtual signaling thing. Like, you should do it in private. You shouldn't really like tell a lot of people about it. It's not something to brag about. And just coming from me, I would suggest you kind of keep it local, because you're probably a very small person, honestly. You're probably not like got $1 billion to throw out that can help rebuild a war-torn country. You should probably just help out like weird people that don't have access to medicine in like your own community. I personally do that with like trans women, and that's like really popular. Every trans person will like freely give medicine to each other generally. To a limit, we need to look after ourselves, but if you got something to spare and somebody's like out of something, then usually it's kind of like, there's a bit of a give and take there, which is a really good like microcosm example. Like, I've given people medicine and I've like kind of received it. Is it directly because they know that I gave other people medicine? No, but like that energy is just out there and the community's kind of developed in that way. And that's pretty adorable. Honestly, in this queer community that I'm in, I would say that mutual aid is probably the most realized I've ever seen it here. Like, when there's like a lot of broke bitches and they like all are missing rent, and we come together and like give a lot of money and help each other out, like with all sorts of just daily small things, because we all know it's like a bit of a struggle. And it's not just thoughts and prayers, it's like practical stuff. It's like a space on the couch somewhere. It's getting in contact with a friend of a friend, giving each other opportunities where like it's possible. And it could be even job opportunities, whatever. And yeah, that just like kind of, there's a lot of religions that like try to do this kind of thing. That's varying. They do kind of expect something back. They're kind of doing a soft power thing. Socialists, kind of the same, but I guess, I don't know. I'm for some reason more chill with them, because it feels like I kind of expect state power to look after its most vulnerable citizens and keep people safe. Like, to me, that's just like obviously the most basic thing is to, make good infrastructure, make people safe. Like, what's government for other than that? And it might seem that in society that the best way to get ahead is to be more selfish, because people at the top are very selfish. It's all about creating a monopoly and forcing people to deal with your bullshit, whether they like it or not. That's like the best thing you can do, is make like the only operating system available for all computers, and then make them cheap and shit and expensive. Cheap as in cheap to produce. There's a lot of topics I'm covering like really briefly here that I could go deeper into. Like, just general trans solidarity is so impressive. There's like a general high trust amongst all of us, even though we come from like completely different countries sometimes, different nationalities and backgrounds and interests, yet we can like generally get along mostly pretty well, unless you're like sort of liberal. Now, I didn't want to be so vastly political about this, but it kind of turned out that way, and this is a bit of a rambling void posting video. But I want to bring up back to earlier in the video how it taints other attributes. Like, if you're a strong person, but you're retaining like being selfish and only worrying about like your own gettings and ego and stuff. I have a lot of ways I could make an example of this. It's been a long time since I've been involved in sports, so this may be less appropriate, but if you are a really strong boxer and you knock every little baby flyweight out of the box, and you are just super hard and mean to everyone, people are gonna come to your gym a lot less, and you're gonna have less knowledgeable people and less people to train with. It's used to be the norm to spar in such a way that you would break all your training partners, basically, because that's like hard and like kind of badass. It's like, yeah, I always go 100%, but as actually turns out, it's better to train in a sustained way and have a gym of all kinds of skill levels so you can practice all new techniques and not always just be fighting for your life every single time and always going for whatever is like the most comfortable technique for you to apply. I would say the same thing is in music or tech, I guess. If you're very selfish about how to like fix problems or your secret sources, you'll probably be just less popular, because people love hearing knowledge. It's probably what, like, making music and putting it on YouTube probably not as popular or as profitable as putting beginner 101 how to make an 808 drum kick set. There's just like a lot of eyes on that, and then that can divert eyes more onto like your actual stuff. So yeah, interesting things there, food for thought. Like if you're a very intelligent person and you're like top of the class but you're mean as hell and you don't associate with anyone in college, then you're gonna wake up one day and be like, oh wow, I don't have any connections to the industry I wanted to go in. Huh. So people call that like networking, and you can do it in a bit more of a psycho way, but like, yeah, just be nice, be patient to people. It pays off so much. Otherwise, you're gonna become kind of an obstacle for everybody else, and you're making society just slow down. And now new rules need to be made for like exploitative and annoying people. Okay, bye, bye, bye.